on to James Franco. Oof. I have been really continually interested into, like, what the hell is going on with James Franco? What exactly was it that made this guy's career completely disappear? I mean, he's really nothing since 2018, right?
Yeah, ever since the lawsuits, he decided, well, he says he stepped away. Like, he had to get himself right and step away.
I mean, for 7 years.
Has it been that long? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, actually, this is going on 8 years.
Yeah.
And The Disaster Artist was made, I think, in 2017 and came out in 2018.
You're right, yeah.
So, yeah, really, it's been a long time since
they had to deal with those lawsuits for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe. Wait, is he making a comeback? Are those now that those lawsuits are done? Is he ready to return? Is that? What
I think he is actually. I was
'Cause
watching.
He's got a big movie in the works. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like with a major studio?
I thought so. Let me look it up.
Okay.
Real quick.
Well, to talk about James Franco, and the reason this came up again was I was watching the Golden Globes, and when I saw his brother hugging Seth Rogen when Seth Rogen won the award for Best Actor, I thought, oh, that's interesting. The other Franco brother is the one that we see continuously at the Golden Globes in multiple shots. And, it looks like he's even close to Seth Rogen. Look like they're friends, which we know that James is no longer friends with Seth Rogen because Seth Rogen decided he can't be his friend anymore. He's that bad.
He's playing the detective that brings down the Golden State Killer in the movie The Golden State Killer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is it's a Lionsgate. It's supposed to be a pretty big movie.
Who else is in it? Anybody?
Let's see.
Vincent Gallo.
Vincent Gallo from Brown Bunny.
Yep, and Ted Rooney.
Well, it could be bigger names maybe, but maybe they think he's just going to carry it.
But he's got one with Tommy Lee Jones coming out, too.
That's good.
So,
well, to really examine this, I think you need to start around 2014 when a 17-year-old girl posted their interaction on social media where James was asking if he should get a hotel room for them. And again, with her being only 17 and James being 35 years old, that looks really bad, but he was somehow able to sort of make it a little bit better by going on the Kelly and Michael show literally the next morning.
I forgot that Michael was on the show.
I know, he's such
a
dope. He makes this dopey comment at the end. Although Kelly's not much better. Kelly's like, oh, wow, what a kooky, confusing kind of thing. Could happen to anybody. Yeah, right. Which is not true, as I'll explain after we watch him weasel out of this.
I guess I'm just a model of, how social media is tricky. It's a way people meet each other today. But what I've learned, I guess just because I'm new to it, it's like you don't know.
Okay, pause. He was not new to social media at all.
No, he'd been doing it.
In fact, he was very much an expert on social media. I mean,
DMing people?
Tagging people, asking to be tagged. I mean, he was really very much an expert on social media. He was not new to social media. That's ridiculous that he said that.
The other end, you meet somebody in person and you get a feel for them, but you don't know who you're talking to. And, so I use bad judgment and I learned my lesson. But unfortunately, in my position, I have a very good life, but not only do I have to go through the embarrassing kind of rituals of meeting someone, sometimes if I do that, then it gets, published for the world. So now, it's like doubly embarrassing. But anyway.
I think the way you came out here and handled it is perfectly acceptable. It happens to everybody. And I think it happens to movie stars on a much grander scale, like you just said, because everybody knows who you are. And I promise I will not reveal our text messages.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, don't reveal our text.
You won't reveal his.
But you know what?
I was sending some good ones.
But I always think honesty and just being and not avoiding anything is always the best policy, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, and he wasn't honest at all. If he was being honest, he would have told you that.
Like the time I was honest about knocking down the hotel door of my ex.
My 22nd sack.
I forgot about that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that Favre gave him.
He's not really forthcoming at all.
No.
Or what did he went nuts on somebody who followed him to his...
Oh,
that was about him not crossing his heart for the national anthem or
Yeah,
something.
that's right. Yeah.
It was stupid, but he should have addressed it earlier. Nobody would have been following him, but some guy's following him, and he ends up throwing his camera.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, James was not honest at all. First of all, he's not new to social media. Second of all, he met the girl who put the post up at the back door. He was doing a play.
Hot.
And people will show up at the back door, which in the play world, which is nothing I know about, apparently it's a way to meet and maybe get a selfie, or if you want to give flowers to somebody who was in the play, you can do that. He met this 17-year-old girl who was recording their interaction, and he's saying, hey, tag me on that. Tag me. He asked her to tag him like 4 times. She tagged him. She posted it, tagged him, and they start having a conversation on text after he contacts her. I guess somebody gave up a phone number. He asks her how old she is, and she says, 17. And he says, should I get a hotel room? He knew how old she was.
What is he, the Beatles?
I'm in the mood for some coitus. Get over here.
She was just 17, if you know what I mean. That's how he was feeling.
Exactly.
So there was no confusion. He wanted to bang a 17-year-old girl he met for all of like 2 minutes. And he just thought she was going to show up, go to the hotel room, they'd fuck, and then he could ghost her like everybody else, which is kind of how he rolled.
Yeah.
17-year-olds nowadays are crazy. They're up for anything. They even like it when you go ass to mouth.
Oh.
And that is one way to roll. It's not the only way to roll, but it's the way some people roll. Just fuck, ghost, fuck, ghost, fuck, ghost. That's how he liked to roll. So anyway, 8 days later, he makes a cameo on SNL in Seth Rogen's monologue. And Seth, this is the first part of Seth's monologue, talking about James.
I decided to prank James Franco. I posed as a girl on Instagram. Told him I was way young. He seemed unfazed. I have a date to meet him at the Ace Hotel.
Yeah, weird how hard everybody's laughing.
Yeah.
Why is everybody laughing so hard? I mean...
Well, because he is making fun of Franco.
And they're friends. Isn't it cute?
But the 17-year-old part
I know.
isn't very funny.
Well, because they don't believe her, I guess.
Okay. So then James pops in. And then
I didn't want any cameos.
No, it's not a cameo. Hey, folks, how do I look?
Obviously look fantastic, dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, great prank, buddy. I've been waiting at the Ace Hotel for like 3 days.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, well, bye, everybody.
I think the surprising thing is that he agreed to do that.
I know. It's really weird looking back on it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Rogen participates in this.
Yeah.
But Rogen didn't do anything. But he obviously thought that joke would fly. And it did.
Yeah.
And, God, they cheered so loudly for him. I did love his movies. I think he has great movies. I totally agree on that level.
Mm-hmm.
So then about 4 years later, James Franco is winning his second Golden Globe for The Disaster Artist. And this is James thanking everybody at the Golden Globe.
19 years ago, he was stuck in traffic from the Golden Globes.
Tommy Wiseau.
He said to his best friend, Greg, Golden Globes, so what? I'm not invited. I know they don't want me, guy with accent, long hair, so I show them. I don't wait for Hollywood. I make my own movie. I'm very happy to share this moment with him today. Thank you to the Hollywood Foreign Press for all your support over the years. Also, Steve, Daniel, Hugh, Ansel, you're all my brothers. You know that. Thank you. This was billed as a movie about making the best, worst movie ever made, but in fact, it's a story of friendship. This year, I've learned from all my friends and collaborators. My longest friend in entertainment, Seth Rogen, known him since Freaks and Geeks. Evan Goldberg, James Weaver, Vince Jolivet, thank you so much. Alex McAtee, you all taught me to be a better director, more responsible person, thank you. A24, you had me since spring break. New Line, Good Universe, thank you for all your love. Finally, my brother. When I went to NYU, I always said I wanted my own Coen brother, someone to collaborate with. I realized this year I had my own Franco brother. I love him more than anything. Thanks to my mother for giving him to me.
Oh, she gave him to him?
Yeah.
I guess
It
so.
was a lovely gesture.
Pretty weird. Anyway,
Is
yeah.
that the transfer of talent right there?
I know.
We forgot about James, and now Dave's the guy.
That's really weird, isn't it?
It is a little odd, yeah.
Dave's in a lot of stuff, and James, we haven't seen him in 8 years.
Nope.
So this was the night that the Time's Out thing happened.
Yeah, he had the button on in the video.
And because he wore the button, because ScarJo handed it to him, a lot of women were like, how dare he wear that button? He's terrible because
Time is up.
he did this and that and this and that, and a lot of things that we don't really know about. But he goes 2 nights later, he shows up on Colbert because there's all this attention on him all of a sudden because of some people tweeting stuff like Ali Sheedy, like James Franco. Why is he in that room even?
Ali Sheedy.
I know that was, I never
Of all people to bring him down.
quite figured
Ali
out
Sheedy.
what
Alright.
she had to do with anything, but they did do something together. So Stephen Colbert, I could include his question, but he's just this long-ass question. It's like, it sounds like Kamala Harris or something.
Well, he's providing the platform for him just to explain it all away.
Yeah, to respond.
There's not going to be a challenge.
And Franco is trying to fix it, basically, and he's asked this question about Time's Up, and does he support it and all that garbage?
Well, first I want to say I wore it because I do support it. I was, look, I was so excited to win, but being in that room that night was incredible. I mean, it was powerful, and there were incredible voices, and I support it. I support change. I support 50-50 in 2020, which just means, people that are underrepresented, women and people of color, people in the LGBT community get, positions, leadership positions that they fill all positions that they've been deprived of. I completely believe in that.
That'll never affect him.
Yeah.
He's going to get whatever he's going to get.
Yeah,
but that
James
50-50 2020, which is 50% people of color and any marginalized community, and then 50% white people, is that what it's supposed to mean?
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird.
That's
And
what it is.
2020.
The year?
This was the year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they wanted to have 50-50 in 2020.
Oh, by 2020. Okay. So I was reading this Substack article this guy wrote, and he makes a big point of saying that, yeah, I tried to get this article in the Hollywood Reporter, and I tried to get it in here, and nobody would buy the article. Nobody would pay me. Nobody wanted to print the article because this guy had basically done a lot of homework on, like, when DEI started, diversity, equity, inclusion, 50-50, 2020, et cetera, et cetera. Like what the numbers were like if you went back to 2014, and he had various categories like first time Hollywood writers, young Hollywood writers. There's a term for it, like when you first become a member of the union, I guess, or something like that. And in 2014, I think the number was 58% white men were the youngest group of writers, and in 2025 it was down to 12%. And the numbers in other groups was much, much higher. And basically it made it clear to him, and he points this out in a lot of other parts of the industry, just how white men had really been drummed down to very small numbers, that people just weren't hiring or trying to avoid hiring white men, which really has nothing to do with James Franco. But I just thought it was an interesting Substack story that I read. So in Cut 6, it turns out people are raging at James Franco on Twitter, although he hasn't read it, he says.
There were some things on Twitter today. Yeah, I haven't read them. I've heard about them. Okay, first of all, I have no idea what I did to Ali Sheedy. I directed her in a play off Broadway.
Pause for a second. Doesn't he seem pissed about that?
Yes.
He's definitely
he's
pissed
zeroing
at
in on
Ali
the
Sheedy.
one thing that's incorrect.
But
or the one thing he can't really, understand.
But at the same time, he didn't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they said. Why would you read that?
Nothing but a great time with her. Total respect for her. I have no idea why she was upset. She took the tweet down. I don't know.
She took the tweet down.
I love they said she took it down. Yeah, obviously it means nothing.
Yeah.
Well, then in Cut 7, it turns out he is reading the stuff on Twitter.
What?
Check this out.
Maybe he just read it after that answer.
Oh,
Things
yeah,
that
it's
I heard
possible.
that were on Twitter are not accurate.
But
But
you didn't read it.
Don't you love it when someone does a real serious interview on these?
I know,
laughing
it's
like
really-
when Seinfeld did it on Letterman. It's
So weird.
awkward.
Yeah, it doesn't work well.
Yeah, you can hear a pin drop.
completely support people coming out and being able to have a voice because I didn't have a voice for so long. So I don't want to, shut them down in any way. It's I think a good thing, and I support it.
I think it's such bullshit to say, yeah, people are saying stuff that are outright lies that aren't true, but I support them saying it.
Yeah.
I think that's a dumb thing to say. You sound like an idiot. And
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
why he's reading, oh, well, the stuff I read is bullshit. It's like, I thought you just said you didn't read what was on Twitter. Oh, well. Anyway. Finally, he says that he's got to fix this, whatever it is.
Well, he did. We know that's true.
If I've done something wrong, I will fix it. I have to. I mean, I think that's how that works. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do. I mean, as far as the bigger issues, how we do it. I really don't have the answers, and I think the point of this whole thing is that
clearly
we listened. There were incredible people talking that night. They had a lot to say, and I'm here to listen and learn and change my perspective where it's off. And
words.
I'm completely willing, and
words.
I want to.
Words, just words.
I have to fix it because I have to keep getting these great jobs.
And his inner monologue all you hear is,
"You want me to change? Fuck you!"
And I'm here to listen. Like you don't know how to act. You don't know how to act around women? Really? You don't know how to act?
No, based on his history, he doesn't.
Yeah, he kind of doesn't.
He's probably in shock. Like, wait, I can't do this stuff, but I'm hot and I'm an actor.
Exactly.
Why can't I do these things?
Well, let's go back to the beginning now. Let's see what in the world happened here. He grew up a rich kid. He grew up in Palo Alto. His parents met at Stanford, so they were very well-to-do. His father had a Silicon Valley company, and he was kind of a fuck-up as a juvenile. He was a juvenile delinquent. He stole cologne and resold it, and I guess made a lot of money doing that. He was drinking underage. He was a graffiti monster, some breaking and entering. I mean, there's a point where he was very close to being made a ward of the state, and he said some judge took mercy on him and did not make him a ward of the state and allowed him some break, which enabled him to sort of do better at school, get his grades up, and he gets into UCLA.
I'm a convict. I'm an outlaw. I'm a rebel. I'm not a Sunday school teacher.
So I'm guessing between his parents having connections and money and him turning himself around, I mean, to fuck up that badly and get into UCLA seems a little odd, but he made it happen. Then after a year at UCLA, he quits. And his parents cut him off financially. I mean, it's like an ugly thing. They're like, you stay in school. Nope, I'm quitting. I want to do acting. And at UCLA, there's limited opportunities. I'm tied up in classes and blah, blah, blah. So his parents are like, well, fuck you. We're not supporting you, which I think is not unfair for parents to do. If that was the plan, although he's done pretty damn well for himself. So he said he went to work at McDonald's, and he practiced his accent on the drive-thru, which sounds kind of hokey, but I don't know, maybe he did that. He took acting lessons. He got a Pizza Hut commercial, and then he gets Freaks and Geeks, which in Freaks and Geeks, you think, well, that's the first big thing he gets to do, but it sounds like he was an asshole on this very first thing he did. In fact, Busy Phillips said he was a bully, that he assaulted her. One day there was a script that called for her to hit him in the chest, and when she did it, he screamed at her and threw her on the floor. She said the wind was knocked out of her, and he said, method acting, what's the big deal?
Yeah, boy.
And when he
maybe a little too well.
And when he was an asshole off screen, that was the answer too. I'm method acting. I'm being my character. What do you want? And I think he actually was trying to sort of get away with that.
The only problem with that is that it comes from Busy Phillips.
I know. I thought the same thing.
Right?
I know. I don't really necessarily believe anything she says.
Kooky.
But I guess there were some other people who said, yeah, his behavior was iffy at times. I don't know about being a total bully, but I think where things really went south with him is he gets James Dean, the movie. And this is where I think he gets in trouble because he's so serious about his method acting. Oh, yeah, I'm James Dean all the time. He cut off his parents. He cut off his friends. His girlfriend said she barely got to see him at all because he was busy being James Dean.
What a dork.
I know. He was smoking 2 packs a day. He'd never smoked in his life before.
James Dean.
I know.
You're pretending to be him. You don't have to do it off camera.
He also gave a number of interviews where he referred to himself as an artist, and he's a very serious artist. And then, worst of all, he wins a Golden Globe for Best Actor. I forgot that he won the Golden Globe for that.
For what?
For James Dean.
Really?
I know. I don't remember that.
I don't even remember seeing it.
He was very young. We didn't really know who he was. And then he gets Spider-Man. He starts getting some money. And then he and Rogan meet and Pineapple Express. This is the end. The interview. He has a part in Knocked Up. He's got Planet of the Apes. Milk with Sean Penn. 127 Hours. He got a nomination for that.
Great movie.
Spring Breakers. And
great movie. Another one.
Yeah, they're all.
He
they're
does
all,
have really good movies.
Definitely.
Starting to like this guy again.
I mean, I feel like I know him so well from so many roles. I mean, I don't, but Spring Breakers and This Is the End. There was talk in both of those movies, and there's talk in other ones too. But specifically in those, there's a lot of talk about James Franco being a bully and hitting on women a lot, particularly Emma Watson, who rejected Franco. I was like, look, that ain't happening. And apparently he made her pay for that rejection, according to people on the film. According to her, he was creepy and rude, and he made her miserable intentionally because she would not bend to his will.
Yeah.
And also piled on in interviews, too. And they, I saw a clip of, there was a, let's see, I forgot where it was, but it was him and Mila Kunis, which I thought was weird. And they were clearly talking about Emma Watson without saying her name, just about how difficult some people are in certain movies, and they mentioned the movie, and it was just weird. And some of this, by the way, I should mention, I went to this YouTuber, Coffee and Cults, and she had a really great run on James Franco. There's much, much more if you want more information. He was involved in 28 projects in 2 years at one point. He's doing everything.
Yeah.
He's on General Hospital. He's doing cameos in certain movies, mostly like Rogen movies.
Yeah.
Where he just pops in and pops out, like he plays himself in Knocked Up. He also was on TV in General Hospital. He did a couple plays, too.
Why was he at General Hospital?
I know, that was so weird.
At that point, yeah.
And he was playing himself in a lot of these cameos. It's
But
really
then again,
strange.
wasn't Stephen A. Smith, isn't that, doesn't he do General Hospital every once in a while?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I don't know, why not? I mean, seemed like he was having a lot of fun. But it's like, a lot of people were saying, how does he have time for all this stuff? I mean, he's just so productive, and he was. And I remember, like, wow, James Franco seems like he's everywhere. At the same time, a lot of this activity is going on where he has more projects than anyone could imagine someone could possibly handle. He also went back to college. He went back to UCLA. And UCLA, the administration, they love this. I mean, every time there's an article about it, people are only so happy to say, oh, yeah, James Franco's a student here. And what they didn't mention was that they had made special accommodations to allow him to take 62 hours in one semester.
What?
Yes.
The
maximum a student usually takes is 19.
That's even 19's even a lot. I think 15 or 12.
Yeah, 19 is a hell of a lot.
How many did you say?
62.
How is that even possible?
It's not.
Was he starting quarterback for Miami? How does he do that?
No, it's not possible, and everyone knows it. And people said that when he showed up for class, which is rare, he would fall asleep. He would sleep in class.
He's doing too many credits.
He was most visible, they said, at parties, student parties, where people would say, what is James Franco doing at this party? How weird. Because he was older. He was in his 30s.
Yeah.
He's at college parties. And he's hanging around at coffee shops near campus. And, people go, oh, my God, James Franco. And the next thing you know, he's asking, hey, so what's going on tonight? Any parties?
Oh, that's weird.
I know people thought it was very weird. And it was kind of a quiet, sort of just an understated thing that this whole James Franco thing is very weird, and it's not what it's being portrayed as, which is this hardcore guy who's busting his ass to get his English degree because he loves the school so much and he loves the area of study. And he's asked by the school to be the commencement speaker, except the student newspaper, which is well aware of the whispers about James Franco, is like bullshit.
Wow.
And they write an editorial saying this is terrible. He should not be the guest speaker. He's supposedly a student, quote unquote, and some of us don't really think he's that, and on and on and on. So he eventually withdrew, said, I have scheduling conflict. I can't do the speaker thing at the commencement. And he moves to New York and immediately enrolls in 3 master's programs at Columbia, New York University, filmmaking, the same studied Stuttering John.
Pick one. Can he just pick one? Jeez.
No, he goes to all 3. He's also, later, he will enroll for a PhD at Yale. And he gets many of these degrees.
Wow.
And all of them are the same story, where students talk about him falling asleep in class when he shows up, hitting on women.
So he's just going there to hit on the chicks.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
He's really not serious about the work. In fact, there are rumors, and I think it's more than rumors, that he was paying other people to do the work for him so he could keep up in some of the classes.
So that's his way of hitting on college-aged women without looking like a total creep. Like, hey, these are just my contemporaries.
Yeah.
We're in class together.
And then he also becomes a professor, and he starts teaching classes on certain things. And all the schools, there's loads and loads of articles where these schools are like, oh, it's so wonderful to have James Franco among our student body or among our professors, and he's teaching these kids. He's got, he's in Hollywood. He's got the experience to pass along to them. And some of them, it sounds like, may result in roles because he was promising students roles in upcoming movies he was going to make. And then they would have sex, and then they would never hear from him again because he ghosted people. That was a very frequent thing, it seems, in his private life, was that for all this effort he seemed to be making to meet young girls, that when he finally was able to actually succeed on some level, that then he wanted nothing to do with them. And they all felt very used and stupid and embarrassed. And
Well, get used to it, because that's my main move.
it seems to be his main move. So there's even an incident at New York U where there's a professor there named Jose Santana, and Franco said in an interview that, can you believe some dumbass professor gave me a D in acting? And it turns out he's referring to Jose Santana, the professor. Mm-hmm. And Jose Santana says, well, I've got to speak up because, first of all, it was not an acting class. It was a directing class. And second of all, he doesn't do any of the work. He doesn't show up for class. He said he's shown up twice in the last 14 classes.
And thirdly, he said,
How dare you talk to me like that?
So Franco starts referencing Santana in interview after interview that this guy's full of shit, and why is he talking about this? And he gave me a D, doesn't know what he's doing. I've been an actor. I've been a director. How dare he give me a D? And just making him look like an asshole. And Santana gets fired.
What?
Yes. New York University fires Jose Santana. And Jose Santana then files a defamation suit.
Oh, good.
Which the way it was described to me is that this suit actually got farther than most defamation suits get. Because you know how hard it is to prove defamation. It's very difficult. Yeah. Anyway, he had some success, and it turned out that in the end, he lost the case, and it sounds like it was because of errors made by his attorney. And this may be because James Franco had very good attorneys. I mean, for all we know, we don't really know. But anyway, these accusations continue to follow him, that he paid people to do work for him, and this is why he ended up getting master's degrees at multiple universities and a PhD from Yale.
God, I tell you, just wonder why.
Yes.
I mean, other than, I guess, to hang around college chicks, but you can do that anyway.
I know, but this gives him a better excuse, I think. It gives him
but he could have hung around Pasadena all the time. And
that might have been weirder. I don't know. I mean,
really?
There was so much attention given to him for being in these schools. I mean, there were a lot of articles about it. The media loved it.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, oh, this is so cool. Look at James Franco. He loves education, and he loves going to class and school. He's trying to learn, and he's so good. And
You must be kidding, aren't you?
And it was good for the schools, or the schools thought it was good for them. They thought it reflected well on them. But then there were students accusing him of certain things. Both students of his as a professor, and also students who were in classes or projects with him. His students specifically would meet with him privately, either discuss a grade or something, and he would pull the hand on his penis move, or he would push their mouth on his penis in his lap.
Wow.
There were those accusations. He did.
I remember that the ex-girlfriend said that. He forced oral sex.
Yeah, that's right. That was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Over the course of my teaching, I did sleep with students, and that was wrong.
Well, that sounds genuine.
Yeah, that was on a podcast, I think he said that. Or no, it was on Sirius XM, which they posted it on YouTube. He was interviewed on, I forgot whose show it was, but...
in his head, he's just thinking...
Long story short, dong on titties.
He did admit to sleeping with students, but he said, we're adults. I just thought we're adults. What's wrong with it?
It's consent.
Yeah, it's consensual because we're adults, but some of the people said it wasn't really consensual.
Power imbalance.
Some of them also said that there were strings attached, like he said they'd get a role in a movie or something, and then they didn't get the role.
That's the oldest Hollywood trick in the book.
And then he would kind of disappear.
Do they teach that in acting class? If someone says you do something for a role, you don't have to do it.
That should be in
Acting 101.
Acting 101. Yeah. So, I don't know, all of it looks very bad. And then the students he had the class on sex scenes, which he said was, that was just a provocative title. That wasn't all the class was. Come on, really?
Hey, relax, guy.
But there was a lot of talk about sex scenes in that class. And in fact, there were some sex scenes that were done and certain things that would take place in sex scenes, like certain things people would wear that were ignored or taken off to make the sex scene better, quote unquote. And
they needed an intimacy coordinator.
Yes, they did not have James as their intimacy coordinator. Big mistake. And in fact, some of these people ended up filing suit, and some of these suits. That's what I noticed about the various lawsuits filed against him. It's very hard to win lawsuits like that.
Yeah.
A lot of them go away at some point. In the defamation case, for example, this case went a lot further than a case that really had no merit would go. And in fact, it was the person that filed the suit. There were mistakes on their end that actually made the suit go away, and it was getting very expensive to pursue. And so he won. But he did not win with 2 women. Of the 5, I think there were 5 women that specifically accused him of certain things from the acting class. And there was a settlement.
Do we know what he settled for?
$2.2 million.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's chump change for him.
Yeah, it's really no big deal. He's very wealthy.
Let's see what his net worth is.
I think he said $30 million. He's worth $30 million.
Yeah, 30 to 33. Let's see what Dave's is worth.
Oh, it won't be as much.
Well,
not yet.
Unless he includes Allison. Only $12 million.
He's got 7 years to go, though.
Let's see what Tom's is at, the middle brother.
Oh,
that no one knows. The goofy-looking brother.
The Cooper Manning of the 3.
He's got a net worth of $500,000.
Nice.
Anyway, I think that all of this...
But he never sexually assaulted anyone. That I know of.
I think he was like the Harvey Weinstein from the acting side, except that Harvey Weinstein is so repulsive that people had no problem believing immediately that anyone who had sex with Harvey Weinstein must have been forced to do it. So in a way, James Franco, it's almost worse because here's a really good-looking guy that a lot of women want to have sex with, and they're saying, no, I did not want to have sex with him. I was, I was forced, or I was, kind of pushed into doing it because he was offering certain things. And
well, it seemed like an open secret, just like Weinstein too. Like everyone knew that they were doing those things.
But there's something that is really unnerving when it's someone that, because women love James Franco and find him very attractive, and for that many to say that they were bullied into having sex with him, or they did not give consent for certain things they did or were forced to do, it really sounds horrible. It's like, this guy could sleep with almost anyone. Why is he doing this to people that don't want to do this? It's just very strange.
I think it's a power thing.
Yeah,
don't we always hear that,
yeah,
right?
I think it is. I do.
I want to get every young woman I can get.
So whether, the clock has run out on his penance, I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon when this movie comes out, or these next couple movies. But it's been
he's got
8
a few
years.
movies in post-production, so we'll see what comes out this year, and we'll see if he can make a comeback.
Do you think the...
I'm rooting for him.
Is the marketplace ready to support a James Franco hit and put him back ahead of his brother?
As long as it's good, yeah.
I kind of think so, too.
Yeah.
We'll
Actually,
see.
he should do a movie with his brother.
Yeah.
Together, too.
They've done a couple movies together.
Yeah, The Disaster Artist.
Yeah, his brother was in it.
Have you watched Together yet?
No, what's Together?
That's the one with Dave Franco
and
Allison Brie.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that
Man,
movie.
you got a lot of movies to watch.
I do.